Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Total Annihilation Core Contingency. This is the expansion pack to Total Annihilation, which adds many much needed things to the game. Unfortunately, Cave Dog decided to start off with naval maps. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's not my fault. I can't do anything about it. Cave Dog just really love naval maps, apparently. And you might notice something slightly strange about this starting position. Specifically, that there's no land at all. In fact, we can't even build land things. What's going on? Oh, let me tell you. The first thing that Cave Dog decided to show off with Core Contingency was, in fact, the ability to build completely water-based bases. That's right. It is now possible to construct an entire base without any land whatsoever. Of course, that doesn't mean it's a good idea. In fact, it's a terrible idea. Don't do it. Because, amongst other things, there's no such thing as underwater moho mines. I'm not entirely sure why Cave Dog decided to not make underwater moho mines, but they did. So the result is, well, it's a naval map. It's just that this time it's a naval map without any land units at all. We are on Hydros, the very creatively named water world of the Total Annihilation universe. And as you can see, we've got some little reefy things here to sort of make it slightly more annoying to navigate, so to speak, with ships. And you can see we've got a bunch of underwater metal deposits. Another thing that is new to Core Contingency. The game was completely unable to even understand the concept of underwater metal deposits until Core Contingency came along and solved all the problems. And now you will see that the majority of the previously greyed out thingies, specifically the underwater metal storage, the underwater metal extractor, and the floating metal maker, are now available to us. We don't have the underwater energy storage though. I don't know why. Whatever. Let's just keep going. The other thing you might note is that we're starting with core this time, as opposed to starting with ARM. And there is in fact a very good reason for that. Specifically, the reason is that in Core Contingency, Cave Dog decided to try and... oh god, that's a sea dragon, I believe. Core Contingency decided to try and tell a story, similar to the way StarCraft tells a story, with sort of all different pieces being told by different sides. So I will actually be going core, arm, core, arm, core, arm, as opposed to arm, core, arm, core, arm, core. We'll get to those guys in a moment. Because the way the story is told in Core Contingency is in fact core, arm, core, arm, core, arm, core, arm. Now the final results of the campaign are definitely divergent. But until we reach that point, they are concurrent. They occur at the same time. Basically, the core do a thing, and then the arm react to a thing, and then the core do a thing, and then the arm react to a thing, and so on and so forth. Now, what we have here are another new addition to Core Contingency: neutral wildlife. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to break your bubble. They're not actually neutral. They do in fact belong to the enemy faction, because Total Annihilation is apparently incapable of having more than one enemy faction in campaign maps. It's a pity, but you just have to deal with it. So the result of that is, in fact, that those neutral units are in fact not neutral at all. Indeed, they are owned by the enemy Fortunately for us, however, they just patrol around in circles, and while they won't inhibit the enemy from attacking us, neither will they actually help the enemy from attacking us. They just sort of wander around. Specifically, those units you see sort of swimming backwards and forwards are sea serpents. Sea serpents are unique to Hydros. They are extremely fast-moving, extremely tough bastards with pyro-like fire breath, which deals an obscene amount of damage. Holy crap. Like, I'm really hoping that none of them will ever bother to attack my dudes, because if they do, good God, I will die. And as you can see from the fact that I've just killed that one, they leave behind wreckage. Wreckage that is worth over 1,000 metal. It's not bad, actually. That's pretty good. I mean, they're very dangerous, but on the other hand, for 1,000 metal, I'm willing to put up with a little bit of danger. Now, you might notice that there are a number of new structures available to us. Specifically, we have the Stinger, which is pretty much just a larger, more expensive floating Punisher. And we have the Thunderbolt, which is a large... Actually, I think it's... No, it is larger. A larger, more expensive floating Gat Gun. And finally, we have the Floating Dragon's Teeth, which is exactly what it says in the tin. It's a floating dragon's tooth. They perform exactly the same function as normal dragon's teeth, being basically cheap walls, except they float. Because apparently that makes things better. And whoa, looks like we've got some armed seaplanes. Those always make life interesting. Albatrosses, in fact. You might notice those albatrosses drop torpedoes. That's because albatrosses are the seaplane torpedo bomber. And they are dicks. Giant, humongous, pulsating dicks. See, the thing about seaplanes is that seaplanes are sort of like, as we will see, I think we'll be able to get seaplanes, I don't know actually. But seaplanes are basically sort of tier 1.5. So the Albatross, which is the seaplane torpedo bomber for the arm, does in fact have an air-to-air missile, because it hates you. Fortunately, the core version has the same thing, but as I said, I'm not entirely sure that I'll actually get them for this mission. I might have to make do without. We will see. Fortunately, Core Contingency added a number of new ships to the game. So while we do indeed start off with a naval mission, oh god, it's not as bad as it used to be. We have access to new things that can do different things, and specifically the big important one is that there is an advanced ship which is primarily built towards anti-air. Oh, I think those albatrosses destroyed my normal sub. How dare they? This makes forming actual sea, like, forces, I guess, much more practical, but the sad and simple reality is that naval units are not a primary force. They are a supporting force. They are an excellent supporting force, I will say that. They are actually quite a good supporting force, but they're still a supporting force. And unfortunately, forcing us to use them as a primary force in these missions is going to result in a fairly long build-up where I don't do a hell of a lot. It's also worth noting that I believe later on we will actually be able to build light laser towers, or maybe that's in the ARM campaign, I'm not entirely sure. But there are a few tiny places on the... Where'd the metal go? I just reclaimed 1,000. Where'd the metal go? Oh, please don't tell me that you, Cave Dog, actually set this up so that you can't reclaim neutral creatures' corpses. No, that can't be right. Please tell me that's not right. Oh, God, oh, no. Come on, give me metal. Come on. Reclaim. Oh, son of a bitch, cave dog. Son of a fucking bitch. Really? Really? Oh, good God. That is just a dick move. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That is a dick move. Like, why do they even have metal values if you can't... Oh, cave dog. Why do you do this to me? More seaplanes. Fuck off! Why do you even leave wreckages if I can't reclaim them? What the hell? Ugh. I'm actually genuinely upset now. Like, that is just... that is really annoying. Fine, let's put some fucking float... Oh, no, they're not gonna make any bloody difference, are they? I'm really upset right now. Can't believe that they can't fucking reclaim. But they... Oh, just... That was a radar plane, in case you're wondering. That's a new core contingency unit as well. No doubt we'll see more of that later. But... I'm really pissed off that you can't reclaim them. Why do they even leave wreckages behind if you can't fucking reclaim them worth anything? God damn it, cave dog. God damn it. I can't get over that. I'm sorry, I'm trying, but it's really, really irritating. Ugh. Let's see if we can sort of expand out and find ourselves a beach head. Whatever. A place to defend. I got some more metal patches at least. And at least Cave Dog are nice enough to give us primarily, well, so far entirely full metal patches. You might note that our underwater metal extractor consumes 1 extra energy over a normal metal extractor, and is producing the same amount. You might also note that the the metal vein sort of extends past the actual, I guess, 2x2 grid that metal extractors are part of. I don't know. But don't be fooled, placing a metal extractor there doesn't actually produce any metal. It's just a visual artifact. Oh, fuck right off, you stupid albatrosses. Good God. They just don't give up. Oh. Well, I need my advanced shipyard. I want to see what I've got available to me. It's been a long time since I played Core Contingency, and I'm not entirely sure at all what units are actually usable in this mission. But actually, to go back to Core Contingency and the story that Cave Dog are trying to tell, while we watch these guys die horribly, hopefully. Come on, die, Skeeter, die, Skeeter. Yes, good Skeeter. Excellent. I always love it when Skeeters do what I tell them to. Oh shit, we've got a Conqueror. We have 2 destroyers in range? We do. Okay, that shouldn't actually be an issue. What are you attacking? Oh, we're attacking the shipyard. Not a problem. Oh, look at all that delicious metal. Dum 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 dum. Gonna suck all that up. But yes, to go back to the story that Cave Dog are trying to tell with Core Contingency, basically the ARM campaign with the defeat of the Core is the Canaan result, shall we go with. The ARM managed to successfully rebel against the Core and destroyed them. But that was not the end of things. Not at all. The Core had a contingency plan. Hence the name of the expansion. And that contingency plan, as we will see, is kind of completely crazed and insane. But it apparently works, so... okay. Oh, these bloody albatrosses are irritating as fuck. God. Oh my god, they just do not give up. Holy crap. Alright, fine. Time to employ some of the, specifically one of the most useful core contingency exclusive units, the anti-air ship. As you will notice, we have a couple of extra things available to us from our advanced construction shipyard. We have the advanced construction sub, which was not available to us before, and that is exactly what it says. It's a Tech 2 construction sub. Those us build Tech 2 underwater ship. We have the anti-air ship. Now, the key point about the anti-air ships is that they are armed with 2 homing missile launchers and a flak cannon. Flak is another thing that is new to core contingency, and it's basically Cave Dog's response, shall we say, to massed air. Flak fires what pretty much amounts to plasma projectiles into the air with a gargantuan area of effect and ridiculously fast projectile speed, resulting in a lot of very, very dead air units extremely quickly. The other 2 new naval units we have here are the Phantom, which is a radar jammer ship, and it's just a water version of the radar jammers we all know and love. And we have this guy here, the Leviathan, which is a unique core unit, and is basically a super sub. It's like a normal sub, except it's bigger, it's harder, and it does more damage. It actually fires advanced torpedoes, which are very fancy things indeed. Oh, go to hell, arm bastards, Jesus. Oh, what? No, they're not. None of my title... Oh. I don't know why it said title generators were under attack, because they're all perfectly fine. Yeah, they're all at 100 health. 100% health. I don't know. Maybe a piece of seaplane fell on them or something. It's difficult to say. Oh, we are using more energy than we are producing. This is probably the commander's fault. Yes, it is. It's always the commander's fault. Right. Let's get those anti-air ships out. Come on, build faster. Faster! You're not building fast enough. I think we need another advanced shipyard since, we're restricted to pretty much only naval units. Oh hey, there's some more metal spots up there. I should put metal extractors on those. Oh hey, and that's one of the less than 2.0 underwater metal spots, which are exactly like above ground metal spots, except they produce less metal per tick. I do like the core underwater metal extractor size and shape, but as you might notice, the underwater metal extractor draws 2 energy as opposed to 1. Apparently Cave Dog thought this would matter. Underwater stuff is more expensive and draws more energy than its above ground counterparts. But in the case of, as opposed to 1 energy per tick compared to 2 energy per tick, it's like, yeah, that's a 100% increase, but it's still fuck all. And we have an anti-air ship, Shredder. Let's see if we can show off flak a bit. Oh, come on. Nope. Doesn't need flak, it's just going to use its new anti-air missiles. I don't even know what that guy is doing, but whatever. He seems to be having fun. as with all naval missions, we spend fucking forever just setting ourselves up because naval units are expensive and take forever to build. Unfortunately, Cave Dog did nothing whatsoever to rectify this situation in a naval-only map. There is in fact a solution to this problem, but it requires land, and we will get to that later when we reach the planet of Lush, I believe it is called. Yes, the jungle planet of Lush. Spoiler warning, we will be going to a jungle planet, and it is called Lush. I know that was a bit late, but this is a really old game. If you genuinely don't know what's already going to happen, then you missed out, I guess. That sounds really like... Oh, for fuck's sake. God, the arm just do not give up. Just constant fucking... albatross bullshit. Fucking albatrosses. Oh god, and now my cats are having a go at each other. Ah, fun times. Fun times, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of fun times. I'm pretty sure I told you to build a freaking underwater metal... Oh wait, that must have been destroyed by the albatrosses. I apologize, Commander. It wasn't your fault. Here are floating dragon's teeth, which, as I said, are basically just dragon's teeth on water. I think they cost slightly more. Yeah, they cost a little bit more to build, but they're dragon's teeth except on water. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to say about it. You build walls out of them. Unfortunately, Cave Dog decided to open with probably the weakest part of Core Contingency, which is the naval combat. While Core Contingency did add a number of significant improvements to the naval combat, specifically the ability to actually build shit like, you know, stingers and whatnot, the naval combat on its own does not hold up well. Which is a pity. Fortunately, we will eventually, I hope, get past that and begin seeing proper the actual improvements that Core Contingency made to the game. As you can see with that construction sub, we have access to 5 structures in the advanced construction sub, 4 of which you've never seen before. First is advanced sonar. It's advanced radar except it's sonar. Second is underwater fusion plant. It's a fusion plant, except it's underwater. I will admit Cave Dog were not particularly inventive with some of the things they added to Core Contingency. It is worth noting, however, that though the underwater fusion plant is more expensive than an above ground fusion plant, it also produces more energy, which means that building underwater fusion plants is actually more unit efficient than building above ground fusion plants. I'm not entirely sure how that happened, but apparently it did. Next is the Advanced Torpedo Launcher. This is a completely underwater torpedo launcher, and yes, it is awesome. It's extremely difficult to kill unless you have well, even if you have destroyers, it's extremely difficult to kill. You basically need subs, and the thing about it, advanced torpedoes is that they do even more damage than normal torpedoes, which makes killing them really difficult. In general, I think you probably want torpedo bombers to take care of advanced torpedo launchers. They are an extremely effective defense. But the most important part of all of this is this guy right here, the seaplane platform. This lets us build seaplanes. What are seaplanes, you ask? Well, they are planes that can land in water. That's it. That's what they are. They're planes that can land in water. As I said before, they are basically Tech 1.5. They're slightly better. They're better than Tech 1 units, but they're worse than Tech 2 units. And I am being attacked by something with plasma guns. And if you probably, there we go, see. You might notice that advanced torpedoes are bigger and angrier than their normal counterparts. Just as a sort of visual aid, I guess. Thump! Look at the chunk that took out of that Crusader. Advanced torpedo launchers. So lovely. Oh, my shit's gonna die. Where's my other advanced construction sub? Did it die? Can't have... Oh shit, I think it died. Well, that makes life tricky. Oh god, and my advanced torpedo launcher went down. Ah, this is not going well. This is going quite poorly, in fact. Help. Oh god, don't go down there, Commander. There's a fuck ton of subs. Jesus. Yeah, I think my other... Oh no, oh no, oh that's bad. Oh, that's really bad. Those homing torpedoes, those are... not homing torpedoes. Okay, so they're normals. Oh shit, I think my commander's gonna die. Run, Commander! Run! 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 Oh, this has gone terribly. Seaplanes! Oh fuck, I can't actually get the decent... Oh, for fuck's sake, I can... Oh, dear lord, this has gone extremely poorly. Oh, and that's a fucking Conqueror. I don't think I have anything to deal with a Conqueror. At all. Everything is going south rather rapidly, in fact. I may have neglected my own defense a little bit too much. In fact, I'm reasonably willing to call this video a failure. Yeah. Yeah. I think one normal shipyard and rush to advanced shipyards so we can produce executioners is probably the best idea here. They're gonna blow up my executioner before it's finished. Yes, they are. No, it's finished, but the advanced shipyard's gonna go with it. And it's not gonna be able to save me because there is just too much shit. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Core Contingency Core Mission 1 of Let's Play Total Annihilation. That was also abject failure. We will try again later, I think. I might be a little bit too drunk for this right now. But I'm sure you will enjoy watching me do terribly and die horribly, so... Oh, screw it, this is over. I'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen, where hopefully I will do this mission properly and not fail like a horrifically bad, terrible person who doesn't understand how to play this game. I promise you, I understand how to play this game. I just made a few mistakes. It's been a while. I'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.